What if I told you that a little blue jar sitting in your grandmother's medicine cabinet right now could completely replace every single pest control product in your home? Not some fancy chemical spray, not an expensive exterminator, just that familiar menthol-smelling ointment your grandma rubbed on your chest when you were sick as a kid. Today, we are counting down 43 of the most clever, most effective Vicks Vaporub hacks for eliminating 30 different pests from your home, and some of these are going to absolutely blow your mind. Stay until the end, because hack number 1 is something Grandma kept secret for decades, and it works on the pest that literally drives people out of their homes. Let's get into the countdown. Number 43. Keeping flies away from your outdoor dining area. Here's what you do. Take a small shallow dish and scoop about a tablespoon of Vicks Vaporub into it. Place these dishes at each corner of your patio table before you eat outside. Flies navigate using their sense of smell, and the combination of camphor, eucalyptus, and menthol in Vicks creates an olfactory wall they simply refuse to cross. The scent overwhelms their ability to detect food nearby, so they move on entirely. Number 42. Stopping gnats from hovering around your kitchen. Rub a very thin layer of Vicks Vaporub around the rim of your fruit bowl and along the edge of your kitchen counter near the sink. Gnats are attracted to fermenting fruit and moisture, but the strong volatile oils in Vicks disrupt their carbon dioxide and ethanol detection system. They cannot smell what they came for, so they abandon the area within hours. Number 41. Repelling silverfish from your bathroom. Silverfish love dark, damp spaces, and they feed on paper, fabric, and even wallpaper glue. Take a cotton ball, dab a generous amount of Vicks on it, and place it behind your toilet, under your sink cabinet, and in the corners of your bathroom floor. The menthol acts as a powerful neurotoxic irritant to silverfish, disrupting their nervous system on contact and making the entire area uninhabitable for them. Number 40. Getting mosquitoes out of your bedroom at night. Grandma always said a peaceful night was worth its weight in gold. Before bed, rub a small pea-sized amount of Vicks Vaporub on each of your wrists, behind your ears, and on your ankles. Mosquitoes locate hosts by detecting body heat and the carbon dioxide we exhale. But the eucalyptus oil and camphor in Vicks mask those signals completely. Studies have shown eucalyptus-based repellents rival DEET in effectiveness for short-term protection. Number 39. Driving earwigs out of your garden. Mix 2 tablespoons of Vicks Vaporub into a cup of warm water and stir until it becomes a thin emulsion. Pour this mixture into a spray bottle and apply it along the base of your garden beds, around the edges of pots, and at the entry points of your garden shed. Earwigs move through the soil and along moist surfaces at night, and the camphor in Vicks penetrates these pathways and creates a chemical barrier they actively avoid. Number 38. Eliminating carpet beetles from your closet. Open your closet and apply a thin smear of Vicks Vaporub along the door frame threshold, the baseboards inside the closet, and the underside of shelving. Carpet beetles are drawn to natural fibers like wool and silk, but the terpenoid compounds in Vicks Vaporub chemically confuse their pheromone-based navigation. They cannot locate the materials they came to feed on, and they retreat from the treated area. Number 37. Chasing stink bugs off your windowsills. Stink bugs gather on warm, sun-exposed windows in fall and winter. Wipe a thin coat of Vicks along the entire windowsill, the edges of the window frame, and around any small gaps in the caulking. Stink bugs communicate through pheromones, and the camphor in Vicks literally jams their chemical communication channel. When they cannot signal others to join them, the aggregation breaks down and they disperse. Number 36. Keeping pill bugs away from your basement. Pill bugs, also called roly-polies, love moisture and decaying organic matter. Apply Vicks Vaporub generously along the base of your basement walls, especially in corners and near any drainage areas. The menthol and thymol in Vicks interfere with the moisture-seeking behavior of pill bugs by overwhelming their hygroreceptors, which are the sensory organs they use to find damp environments. Without that signal, they cannot navigate to your basement effectively. Number 35. Stopping centipedes from entering through floor drains. Pour boiling water down your drain first to clear any biofilm, then let it cool. After that, apply Vicks Vaporub around the entire rim and the inside edge of the drain cover. Centipedes enter through drains because they hunt smaller insects living near moisture. The strong volatile compounds in Vicks form an invisible chemical fence at the drain opening that centipedes detect with their antennae and refuse to cross. Number 34. Repelling millipedes from your garage. Millipedes migrate indoors when outdoor conditions become too wet or too dry. Use an old toothbrush to apply Vicks Vaporub into the gap between your garage floor and the wall base, along every inch of the garage door threshold and around any pipe entry points. Millipedes breathe through small pores along their body segments, and the concentrated menthol vapor penetrates those pores, causing immediate respiratory discomfort that drives them back outside rapidly. Number 33. Deterring wasps from building nests under your eaves. This one is pure, old-fashioned grandma wisdom at its best. Every spring before wasp season begins, rub Vicks Vaporub directly onto the underside of your eaves, the ceiling of your porch, and any sheltered horizontal surfaces around your home exterior. Wasps scout nesting locations by smell and surface chemistry. The camphor in Vicks makes those surfaces chemically hostile to nest building. So scouts report back that the location is unsuitable and the colony moves on. Number 32. Getting rid of fruit flies instantly. Take a small glass jar, add a splash of apple cider vinegar, then float a thin layer of Vicks Vaporub on top by dropping small pieces off a spoon. The vinegar attracts the fruit flies because it mimics the fermentation smell they love. When they land on the surface to investigate, they contact the Vicks, and the camphor and eucalyptus oil paralyze their leg muscles almost immediately. They cannot escape, and the trap collects dozens overnight. Number 31. Keeping fleas off your pets between baths. Rub a very small amount of Vicks Vaporub between your dog or cat's shoulder blades and at the base of their tail, avoiding any area they can easily lick. Fleas detect hosts through heat and vibration, but the volatile oils in Vicks create a sensory interference zone around your pet. Fleas that jump onto your pet encounter the Vicks immediately and jump right back off because the menthol is intensely aversive to their nervous system. Number 30. Eliminating flea infestations in carpet. Grandma never wasted a single drop. Mix half a jar of Vicks Vaporub with 2 cups of warm water and 1 cup of white vinegar in a spray bottle. Shake vigorously and spray generously across your carpet, working it in with a brush. Let it sit for 20 minutes, then blot dry. The combination penetrates carpet fibers, and the camphor compound disrupts the flea life cycle by inhibiting the development of flea larvae, breaking the infestation cycle from the ground up. Number 29. Repelling ticks from your hiking clothes. Before any outdoor activity, apply Vicks Vaporub to the cuffs of your pants, your sock line, the collar of your shirt, and the brim of your hat. Ticks quest from vegetation by sensing carbon dioxide and body odor. The eucalyptus and menthol in Vicks completely mask those attractant signals. Ticks that encounter the treated fabric turn away because the menthol vapor is deeply aversive to their chemoreceptors. Number 28. Stopping bed bug hitchhikers when traveling. When you stay in hotels, apply a thin border of Vicks Vaporub along the legs of the bed frame and around the baseboards near your luggage. Bed bugs navigate entirely by body heat and carbon dioxide gradients. The camphor vapor from Vicks disrupts that thermal gradient detection system, making them unable to locate the heat signature of a sleeping human. This creates a protective perimeter around your sleeping area. Number 27. Clearing an active bed bug infestation from your mattress. This is where things get serious. Strip your mattress completely. Apply a generous, thorough coat of Vicks Vaporub along every seam of your mattress, the corners, the piping, and the area between the mattress and box spring. Bed bugs hide in exactly these seam locations. When they contact the Vicks during their nightly feeding movement, the menthol and camphor penetrate their respiratory system through their spiracles and incapacitate them, while survivors are repelled away from their harborage sites. Number 26. Driving house flies away from your garbage cans. Smear a thick band of Vicks Vaporub around the inside rim of your garbage can lid and around the outside rim of the can just below the lid. Houseflies locate food sources through olfactory receptors concentrated in their feet and antennae, and the volatile terpenes in Vicks are overwhelmingly powerful against those receptors. A fly that lands on or near a treated surface gets an immediate chemical shock and does not return. Number 25. Keeping drain flies from breeding in your pipes. Apply Vicks Vaporub around the drain opening in your bathroom sink and shower with particular attention to the spaces between the drain cover and the surrounding tile. Drain flies breed in the organic slime that builds up inside pipes. The camphor vapors from Vicks penetrate down into the drain opening and create an environment that adult drain flies refuse to enter to lay eggs, breaking their reproductive cycle within a week. Number 24. Repelling hornets from your yard. Mix 3 tablespoons of Vicks Vaporub with half a cup of petroleum jelly and apply this paste thickly around the attachment point of any outdoor structure where hornets have previously built nests, including fence posts, play equipment supports, and tree branches. Hornets scout locations by surface chemistry before building. This mixture creates a persistent chemical signal that marks the location as uninhabitable for colony establishment. Number 23. Getting moths out of your pantry. Open your pantry completely and wipe down the shelves with a damp cloth first. Then apply small dabs of Vicks Vaporub at the back corners of each shelf, along the shelf edges, and on the inside walls of the pantry cabinet. Pantry moths use pheromone trails to guide themselves back to food sources between visits. The terpenoid compounds in Vicks disrupt these chemical trails completely, disorienting the moths and preventing them from locating stored grains and seeds. Number 22. Stopping clothes moths from destroying your wardrobe. Place cotton balls heavily saturated with Vicks Vaporub inside small mesh bags and hang these bags in your closet among your most precious woolens and silks. Clothes moths select laying sites based on scent, specifically the smell of natural animal fibers. The menthol completely masks that scent signature, making your clothing invisible to egg-laying females. Replace the cotton balls every 3 weeks for continuous protection. Number 21. Repelling spiders from every corner of your home. Grandma always said spiders had no business being inside her house. Mix 1 tablespoon of Vicks Vaporub with 1 cup of water in a spray bottle and add 5 drops of peppermint oil for extra potency. Spray this mixture in every corner of every room, along baseboards, around window frames, and behind furniture. Spiders taste and smell through sensory organs in their legs called tarsal organs, and the menthol and camphor combination is profoundly repellent to those organs. They will not set foot in a treated area. Number 20. Eliminating spider egg sacs before they hatch. If you spot a spider egg sac in your home, do not simply remove it, because disturbing it can release hundreds of spiderlings. Instead, apply a thick coating of Vicks Vaporub directly over the entire egg sac and the surrounding area. The oils penetrate the silk casing, and the camphor acts as a fumigant within the small enclosed space of the sac, destroying the developing eggs before they can hatch. Leave it for 48 hours before cleaning up. Number 19. Keeping ants off your kitchen counters permanently. This hack changed everything for those who discovered it. Apply a thin, continuous line of Vicks Vaporub along the entire back edge of your kitchen counter, where it meets the wall, along both sides of your sink, and at the entry point of any pipes under your counter. Ants follow pheromone trails with extreme precision, and the volatile compounds in Vicks completely obliterate those trails. Without a functional pheromone highway, scout ants cannot recruit workers and the entire foraging operation collapses. Number 18. Destroying ant trails leading into your home. When you spot an ant trail on your floor or wall, wipe it first with a damp cloth to physically remove the pheromone residue. Then apply Vicks Vaporub directly on top of that entire path. This 1-2 combination is devastatingly effective. Wiping removes the chemical signal, and Vicks replaces it with a repellent barrier. Any ant that tries to reestablish the trail encounters Vicks instead of the expected pheromone welcome mat and turns back in confusion. Number 17. Getting rid of fire ants near your foundation. Mix a full jar of Vicks Vaporub with 2 cups of boiling water to create a thin liquid solution. Allow it to cool slightly but keep it warm, then pour it slowly and directly into any fire ant mound entry points around your foundation. The menthol and camphor in warm solution penetrate deeper into the tunneling system than the solid form can, reaching the lower galleries where the queen and larvae are housed. Without their reproductive core, the colony abandons the site within days. Number 16. Repelling cockroaches from under your appliances. Cockroaches love the warmth and moisture under refrigerators, stoves, and dishwashers. Pull out each appliance and clean thoroughly first. Then apply a thick bead of Vicks Vaporub along the entire perimeter of the floor space behind and under each appliance, and a line along the wall base behind them. Cockroaches navigate using their antennae to detect air currents and chemical signals. The camphor creates a chemical fog in that confined space that is deeply toxic to their respiratory system. Number 15. Stopping a cockroach infestation in your cabinets. Empty your cabinets completely and wipe them down with white vinegar. Then apply Vicks Vaporub in the back corners, along every cabinet hinge, and around every pipe penetration inside the cabinet. Cockroaches aggregate in these specific areas because hinges and pipe holes provide warmth and protected harborage. Introducing Vicks directly into these harborage sites forces them out of their shelter locations and disrupts the aggregation pheromones they use to signal others to join them. Number 14. Repelling mice from entering your kitchen. Grandma kept her kitchen spotless, and this was one of her best-kept secrets. Mice enter through impossibly small gaps around pipes, in floor corners, and under cabinets. Take steel wool and stuff it into any visible gaps. Then apply Vicks Vaporub generously over the steel wool and around the gap perimeter. Mice have an extraordinarily sensitive olfactory system, and the combination of menthol and camphor is one of the few scents they find genuinely threatening rather than merely unpleasant. Number 13. Keeping mice out of your pantry and food storage. Place generous amounts of Vicks Vaporub on cotton balls and position them inside your pantry in each corner, on each shelf, and particularly near any area where you have seen evidence of mouse activity. Change them every 2 weeks because the volatile oils evaporate. Mice explore new environments primarily through scent, and a space that smells overwhelmingly of Vicks registers as dangerous to their deeply scent-driven survival instincts. They will actively choose a different route. Number 12. Getting mice out of your walls. This requires patience, but it works remarkably well. Identify the areas of your wall where you hear mouse activity, typically at night. Apply Vicks Vaporub generously around any wall penetrations, along baseboards in that area, and stuff Vicks-coated cotton balls into any accessible wall gaps. Mice within the wall cavity detect the penetrating menthol vapor and experience it as a threat to their respiratory system. This forces them to abandon that section of wall and seek exit routes. Number 11. Repelling rats from your garage and shed. Rats are more bold than mice, but they share the same powerful olfactory sensitivity. Create what Grandma would call a Vaporub fence around your garage. Mix half a jar of Vicks with 1 cup of peppermint oil and 1 cup of cayenne pepper-infused water. Apply this blend along every wall base, around every entry point, and across the garage threshold. This triple threat combination overwhelms rat olfactory receptors at multiple chemical levels simultaneously, making the entire space olfactorily intolerable for them. Number 10. Stopping squirrels from invading your attic. Apply Vicks Vaporub to the areas around any roof eave gaps, attic vents, and areas where squirrels have been observed entering. Focus particularly on reapplying after rain. Squirrels have an extremely well-developed sense of smell that they rely on for navigation and territory marking. The camphor and menthol register as a foreign chemical intrusion on what they consider their territory, creating confusion and avoidance behavior. Combine with hardware cloth blocking for maximum effectiveness. Number 9. Repelling raccoons from your trash cans. Raccoons are clever, but their noses are their weakness. Apply a thick layer of Vicks Vaporub around the handles of your trash cans, under the lid rim, and on the ground around the base of each can. Raccoons rely on smell to identify food sources from a distance. When the overwhelming menthol signal overrides their food detection capability, they classify the area as unsafe and move on to easier, unprotected targets. Reapply after every rain event. Number 8. Keeping opossums away from your garden. Opossums raid gardens and compost bins at night, following scent trails from considerable distances. Soak rags generously in Vicks Vaporub and tie them to stakes positioned around the perimeter of your garden every 3 to 4 feet. The rags release menthol and camphor vapors continuously in a protective aromatic perimeter. Opossums approach from downwind, and when they hit this scent barrier, they typically turn and retreat without ever entering the garden space. Number 7. Deterring deer from eating your plants. Deer cause enormous garden damage, but Grandma had a solution even for them. Rub Vicks Vaporub generously onto strips of old cloth and hang these strips from the branches of your most vulnerable plants and bushes at deer nose height. Deer possess a sense of smell approximately 1,000 times more sensitive than a human being. Even a faint hint of camphor registers as an overwhelming chemical assault to them. They will bypass your garden entirely rather than tolerate the sensory experience. Number 6. Repelling moles from tunneling through your lawn. Moles cause devastating lawn damage by tunneling after grubs and earthworms. Locate active tunnel runs by pressing them down and checking which ones pop back up overnight. At those active locations, use a stick to poke holes every 6 inches along the tunnel run and drop Vicks-coated cotton balls into each hole, then seal them. Moles move through their tunnels using a highly sensitive snout packed with olfactory receptors, and the menthol creates an unbearable sensory experience that drives them out of active tunnels immediately. Number 5. Getting rid of voles that are destroying your garden roots. Voles tunnel just under the soil surface and eat plant roots from below. Mix Vicks Vaporub with sand to create a granular blend and work it into the top 2 inches of soil around your most valuable plants. As voles tunnel through treated soil, the granules contact their nose and feet simultaneously, delivering a powerful chemical deterrent at the point of attack. The menthol vapor also lingers in the soil matrix for days, maintaining an invisible protective zone around root systems. Number 4. Stopping mites from infesting your houseplants. Spider mites and other plant mites cause terrible damage to indoor plants. Create a fine Vicks spray by mixing 1 teaspoon of Vicks with 2 cups of warm water and a drop of dish soap, shaking thoroughly. Spray both the upper and lower surfaces of all leaves, paying extra attention to the undersides where mites cluster and lay eggs. The eucalyptus and camphor oils in Vicks are toxic to mite respiratory systems and also destroy the protective waxy coating on mite eggs, killing the infestation at every life stage. Number 3. Eliminating lice from your home environment. While treating hair directly, do not forget that lice can survive off the head for up to 48 hours on furniture, pillows, and headrests. Apply Vicks Vaporub along the seams of upholstered furniture, along the top edge of headboards, and on pillow surfaces that cannot be washed. The menthol penetrates lice spiracles, which are the tiny breathing holes along their body, and disrupts their ability to regulate oxygen intake. Contact with Vicks-treated surfaces is lethal to both adult lice and nymphs within hours. Number 2. Repelling termites from your wood structures. This is one Grandma kept close to her heart because termites can destroy a home. Apply Vicks Vaporub generously to any exposed wood surfaces in your basement, crawl space, or any area where you have seen termite activity or mud tubes. Focus on wood grain cracks and joints because these are the entry points termites exploit. Termites communicate through chemical signals, and the camphor from Vicks mimics certain alarm pheromones, triggering a colony-wide retreat response and making the treated wood structure a location they actively flee from rather than feed upon. Number 1. The hack Grandma never told anyone. Getting rid of bed bugs completely before they take over your home. Here is the deep truth that exterminators do not tell you. The best defense against a full bed bug infestation is intercepting them before they establish. Take an old baking sheet and apply a thick, unbroken ring of Vicks Vaporub around the outer edge. Place this sheet under each leg of your bed. Bed bugs must climb up to reach you from the floor. When they hit the Vicks ring, the camphor penetrates their exoskeleton, and the sticky nature of the petroleum jelly base traps them physically. You get both a chemical kill and a mechanical trap in one. Do this at every bed leg simultaneously. Apply Vicks to all mattress seams and put Vicks-coated cotton balls under the bed frame itself. Grandma said the secret to winning any battle was cutting off the enemy's path forward. This is exactly that. Bed bugs cannot reach you, cannot breed because they cannot feed, and the trapped ones die within 72 hours. No chemicals, no bombs, no $1,000 exterminator bill. Just one little blue jar and the kind of wisdom that only comes from someone who has seen it all and fixed it with what was on the shelf. Share this video with someone dealing with any of these pests right now because this information genuinely changes lives. And if you want more of these old-fashioned solutions that actually work, hit subscribe because we are just getting started. The best remedies were always the simple ones,